they were able to find the three crosses, the cross of Jesus Christ and the cross of the two, excuse me, the cross of the two thieves that were buried next to it. The reason why we have the Basil, you might hear people say, call it Basilico, which is basil, okay, is because they found the cross sitting in a bed of basil. And so that's why when we bless your house and come to your house, the priest sings that hymn that you just heard, the Holy Cross, and he brings basil with him to sprinkle the water around as he sings the story of the cross, the victorious hymn of the cross. And how the cross has offered us salvation and has helped us, we ask in that hymn, to keep us from the harm of adversaries, people who are against the faith, against the church and its beliefs, and against the families and the homes of people who stand up for that. And so that is the reason why the priest comes to bless your house. He can come anytime. In this parish, they do it all year round. Some parishes, people like to do it after the January 6th of the blessing of the waters. And so we have this reading from today's Gospel of Mark. And it says that if anyone wishes to come after Jesus, that person should deny him or herself and take up his or her cross and follow Christ. Now, that was one of the first things that was said to you if you were baptized as an infant. After your baptism, after you received three sacraments at your baptism, if you were baptized as an infant, you were baptized, as it says at the end of Matthew, go forth and baptize all nations. Then you receive confirmation, which we call chrismation. You are confirmed in the faith, and then you receive Holy Communion. That all happened at your baptism. When the priest is done, he held up the cross that your godparents brought, and he said these words: if anyone wishes to come after me, let him deny himself, take up his cross, and follow me. And so those are the words that were said. It will take those children their entire childhood until adulthood to truly understand the meaning of that. And what is taking up our cross? And that's the thing that, people sometimes ask me, or that people sometimes like to avoid. We like comfort. We like it when it's easy. We don't like it when it's difficult. I may have told you before that when I met with the bishop at seminary and gave him my complaints, and the bishop, our local bishop, goes to seminary every year, meets with all the students from our metropolis. Every bishop does that. You get like a half an hour with the bishop. I happen to be the class president, so I had some gripes about the other seminarians, because seminarians and priests are difficult. And you'll find that out one day. But anyways, they're very bishop-like themselves. They have a lot of things they want a certain way. And I was serving them as the parish council president, as the class president, so I gave the bishop all these, things that, I'm like, these guys are this, and they're that, and they're this, and I'm like, gosh, and he's like, looked at me, he's like, and who told you it was going to be easy? I'm like, nobody? Well, Jesus definitely did it. He's like, okay, you're done, next. So, that was Bishop Anthony, so he said, well, I told you it was going to be easy. Well, the thing is, that's the thing about being a Christian. There are many blessings, and there is great joy. But there is also Christ's words himself that says if you want to be a Christian, that you're going to have to wear a cross. You wear one around your neck, and the one around your neck that you wear represents the cross that you have taken up, your own personal cross. That personal cross is different for every person. Sometimes I like to remind people that when people are telling us their issues or problems, we can't justify them or we can't dismiss them because ours are greater. If someone is struggling in their relationship, the wrong answer is, well, look at, so-and-so, they just lost their home and burned down. So basically, you don't have any problems. That's not what it means. The church couldn't survive like that, because everybody would tell a story of someone's greater anguish and say, and therefore you have no problems. No, everybody has an individual cross, and each one is different, and each one is serious for that person. Sometimes it may seem trivial because people are at different points in their life. Maybe some of the youth carrying their cross isn't as, dramatic and, as big as the cross that we carry. But we all pick up our cross and carry it. And that's the thing. We have to do that with a blessing, and we have to do that. We have to look at that as a blessing. We have to look at that as a blessing and a journey that we have to fight through, and we also have to look at it through the eyes of faith that says God is going to either give me the strength to deal with this, or He's going to eventually take this from me when it's time. But it will be in God's time. Otherwise, we start to put ideas in our minds. One of the ideas in our minds is, what about me? What about me? We come to the church, we give our money, we give our time, we give our talent, and sometimes we feel because of the cross in our life and the things in our life, we get frustrated and we don't want to come to the church and say, what about me? Why isn't God fixing everything in my life? Why should I come and do all these things and give everything? And that's not a good thing. That leads to bitterness, and bitterness leads to being absent from the faith, physically and spiritually. And so we can't have those things going on. Or we need to ask, why is this happening to me and not another person? Well, each person's cross is different. The cross is the struggle in your life that you carry, and then you ask God to give you the strength to carry through life, and we don't throw it away and say, I don't want the burden of the cross anymore. And because at that point, we struggle to be true, faithful Christians, because what we've done is saying, I want to take all the things that are hard about being a Christian, and I want to just get rid of it. I want it to be on easy street. And then your whole faith is basically going to be summed up in a bumper sticker that you put on the back of your car. There'll be no depth to your faith. We'll talk about it, and we'll say, yeah, I believe in God. When we get to that point, we start to say things that don't make sense, like, well, I don't go to church, I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual. We start to search for these very abstract ideas about the Christian faith that satisfy us in a way where there is no struggle. Okay? And that's not Christianity. Christianity is real. And since it relates to our life, we have great highs and great joys. We have really tough, difficult struggles, and we have daily, not so tough struggles, but they can wear us down also. And so that cross that we carry is based on love. The most famous cross, the one that they found, it was brought back to the church. And it was propped up. And there was a crowd of people there. And that's why if you look at that icon on the way out, you'll see the bishop holding up the cross. And when it was held up, people shouted out, Lord have mercy. And they sang, Lord have mercy. And so the faithful people of the church realized that God had died for them and gave them salvation. They realized at that point, by propping up that cross, what it meant to the church then and what it means today, is that I look at the cross and I say, I'm imperfect, but God loves me unconditionally, and He accepts me, and He's never abandoning me, and He offers me salvation and love, okay? And I'm going to say, Lord, have mercy, because I know my own sins as well, which are intertwined with our struggles, and God knows them as well, and even though I have them by His grace, He allows me to be worthy to receive His salvation and His blessing and His word. and the sacrament and his joy. And that's why, and I said it yesterday at Georgie's funeral, the cross is sometimes called a tree. It's sometimes called in the hymns that we sing in a very poetic way. The church is called, it says Christ was put upon the tree. The church, in its theology, considers the cross of Christ the new tree of life. Why the new tree of life? In the Old Testament, there was the tree of knowledge and life that Adam and Eve were told not to partake of. They partook of that fruit. Their sin was pride, thinking they are greater or better than God, and that they knew better than themselves. They were convinced by Satan that they didn't have to obey God. They were greater than God, and they took of that fruit. And then illness and sin were allowed at that point to come into the world. And so there has to be a new Adam. The old Adam sinned, and therefore paradise was lost. The new Adam, Jesus is sometimes called the new Adam. He's called the new Adam because he came after the Old Testament Adam, and he is lifted up on the tree, the new tree of life, and that new tree of life reclaims paradise, and we all receive salvation and new life in the cross. The cross should be for all Christians a point of reference to us all. It should have that great meaning. And it shouldn't just be jewelry or something that's decorative that we put in our house or in church, but it should take us back to those things, and especially the idea that we have to pick up our cross and follow Christ to be a Christian. And we have to have enough faith that to know that he'll give us the strength and the wisdom to endure those things, to sometimes conquer them, and to move on. Of course, sometimes when we move on to even something more challenging. But God is very good to help us do that. May the Holy Trinity be with you, protect you always now, guide you from evil and amen. Thank you once again for being here today. Come and receive your idea. Please join us for the coffee hour.
He had a great song, but yeah.
She has a lot, yeah, she has it's either like a roommate or friend, they're like always together.
Yes, teacher. I'm traveling the 30th.